Hello again. This first tip is for new users. Recommend always use a USB connection to the machine. If wireless drops out, you must start the project all over again. Once you've loaded your project and are ready to cut, you will find that when you continue, you will end up at this screen. I've put some popular parts up that I use, but to find all of the materials, click on the Browse All Materials, and you will find the complete list of artboard, cardstock, fabric, which there are lots of, felt, foam, foil and metal, iron-on material, leather, vinyl, and some of the things that we all use. You'll also find there's balsa wood up to 2.4 mil, basswood up to 1.6. I use magnetic material sheet settings for quite a few things. Then you've got multiple paper that you can cut, and finally plastics that you can cut, and that includes styrene. Once you know which materials you're using regularly, it's easy to save it to a favourite cutting list, and as you can see, all you do is click on these icons, and once they're green it will save it to the list once you go to your set base materials, as shown here on my first page. If a cut does not go deep enough or goes too far, you can adjust the pressure and the number of cuts. Go to Browse All Materials, and at the bottom you will see Material Settings. The machine will now open up all of the custom materials. The only one that you can't change is when you're using the knife blade. It's mainly for the fine point and deep point. So let's take a look at the adhesive sheet double-sided, and we'll say that it didn't cut enough pressure and it needed more cuts. So we press Edit, and there we can change the pressure up to 350 instead of 325. If we cut on the number of cuts, then we can adjust it to more cuts. Again, a bit of trial and error. And if you do notice, this will only allow you to use the fine point blade. I should add that once you've made any adjustment, if that is what you want to keep, you can press Save, and it will save that for every time you use that material. This is a really useful tip. Don't rely on your memory for the settings that you use for different materials and different projects. Reading left to right, this shows the type of material, the material thickness or weight if there is no thickness attached. Select which material to use, the blade setting, deep or fine, or in the case of knife blades, the setting that you should use, which is default, less or more, the number of passes, which I did show you how to adjust in the previous tips. Is the model complex or simple? And that will decide which mat you use, and whether you should tape the actual material to the actual mat itself. On the far right, I always make a note of what I've used that particular material for. This is an old spreadsheet. I also show at the bottom when I've changed the mats or replaced them. That's the small size and also the large size. This lets you know how much it's costing you. Thanks for watching. I'll put together a few more tips for the next video. Hope these are helpful. Thank you.